We have discussed a lot on the why to choose packaging. Now let's jump onto how we can develop the packaging. Let's say what are the procedures and what are the steps we follow. We'll talk about the corrugation packaging, corrugation or monocarton or rigid boxes. Those lines we will talk right now. Now we are going to have a very small case study from our client side. Then this is the real case study what we have developed within our company. Now one of the clients from of ours, and he is into cosmetic industry and wanted to have in one box where I wanted to fit these products. All the bottles need to be packed in one rigid box. Now, this is the goal. We wanted to, what are the competition? What are the consumer behaviors? What they are doing of the packaging once they use the product? Try to, always try to how the buyers are using the packaging. Do they have any kind of packaging challenge? Do they feel good when they open the packaging? Because nowadays packaging experience is very, very important. Then we went to identify the product needs. So when we go and whether do we need a rigid box or do we need a monocarton or do we need a corrugation box? Then we get into the shipping process. Let's say company manufacturer, company pack at their premises, how it's going to get packed, how it's going to, whether they are going to do bulk shipping or they are going to do single shipping. What are the manufacturing needs? Does product get spillage? Does products need some kind of specific packaging? Does it come into primary packaging or secondary packaging? And what quantity going to be manufactured? And that is very important because if you go for, let's say, 5,000 or 15,000 boxes and you propose a rigid box, then the client will start thinking that is there a need of rigid box? So it needs to be identified that before you start designing even a single dot. Now then we understood from the client that what is your requirement. Okay, so client, when we went to him, he gave us this kind of structure that I want one black box which we have created in our office, in their office. And I wanted to put this product into this kind of a line so people can use in one box. This is what my expectation is with everything. Then we develop any designer. So then they should start getting developed dimensions. So first the basic requirement is developing the key line point, or at least they start with the paper that they try to put all the products in the way they wanted to put, and they at least start with one A4 sheet that which kind of opening style I wanted to take. How the bottle is going to get holded within the box, because bottles cannot move. The packaging experience is very important. Customer or consumer wanted to receive any product the way it has packed in the factory. So whether you are packing a mobile phone, iPhone box, or whether you're packing any cosmetic box or maybe a cream or maybe a switch, customer wanted to open that product in the same form, same direction. It cannot be changed. That's a primary requirement for any packaging box designing. So the cavity has to be developed in such a way, the cavity material has to be used in such a way whether you can use foam, paper, board, or maybe some other plastic material, but the product cannot move. And then keeping these things in mind, you need to do the design developments of cavity also. Okay, now this is important. So this is time where you get in touch with any printing company that what are these papers options we have. Okay, what are the cavity placement options we have, what are the print finishing options we have. Then with printer, this you cannot do it 7 steps. You cannot do it alone. Any agency or designer cannot do it alone. You need to give complete design file, key line drawing files, complete placement of the products, everything to your printer, and ask them to submit one actual dummy with same material. Once this is made, you need to check it visually. Okay, you need to check the colors. You need to how the box is looking like, because looks like, and you need to define lot many things at this stage. Whether the colors are coming perfect, whether you wanted to use Pantone shade or you wanted to use some other colors. How the visual appeal, how that box will look like when it is going to get in the details. That 7th step is very important. Okay, check for product safety and regulation. So let's say you are making an ice cream box. Okay, now ice cream, if you're buying a 1 liter or 1.5 liter pack from the market, ice cream comes in direct contact with the paper. So there is a specialized coating inside the box which is made of wax. So there is a wax coating inside the box which save the paper and the ice cream also. So all the food packaging or some other electronic packaging has certain kind of requirements. What regulations you need to put? Now there are regulations that on outer side, if you are selling a food, you need to mention per gram unit cost. If you are selling into pieces, let's say you have 10 colors inside and 10 colors inside the box, what is the per color cost? So you always see this in the packaging. You need to mention your FSSI rule, FSSI number, your registration numbers, your contact details, where it got manufactured, the origin of the product. Everything you need to have it at this stage. Then prepare the print file. Now I'll just share you over here that this is what client has told us to keep the arrangement like this. Okay. Now, and our pre-press team, they worked and they designed. So we used black paper with foiling done on it, which you can see in the first image. The second image which you see, it's a thank you note or the letter from the company that what they wanted to communicate before they open the product. So, and the third is how the product placement has been done. So if you see the third picture on the right hand side, see the neatness and cleanness of the product. Even we have done it in such a way that the knob of the opener will always be there in the same direction that how it was packed. The radius of all the bottles is very different. Okay. So the glass bottle, it is smaller in radius. The white bottle, it is bigger in radius. If you see the three jars, those radius are different. So what we have done on the left hand side, those bottles are with the smaller radius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles are with the smaller radius, and the right hand side 3 bottles are with the bigger radius. So we had another cavity at this side of the packaging which can lift the product. So all the products, the top level are at the same height. It does not change. And there was one bottle which was coming up and that came out, and we did a die punching over here. This is how the packaging development happens. So we just don't take products from our clients, or you should not take products from the clients. You have to think it through, and you have to deliver an experience to the receiver or to the consumer that they should have a wow feeling. Okay. So this is just one of the examples. Okay. I will show 2 more examples.